Okay, so the next thing that I want to show you that goes along with the Desmos is right here. And you can either get to this at teachers.desmos.com or you can just click on Classroom Activities. And what this is this is some pre-made activities that Desmos has made. You can also make your own on that. Okay. And again, you could watch your own video produced by Desmos if you want. But let me just give you an example here. I'm going to type in linear and show you some of the things that there are. So one of them is card sort that you'll see. I've also actually made several of these myself. They're fairly easy. So when you click on it, what you're going to see looks like this. And if you have signed in with your own account, you can create a class code. So I'm going to go ahead. I just always sign in with Google because I use the Google Classroom and so forth. And so that's what I sign in with. So if you can create a class code, and then you can either put on the overhead if you would like that class code, or you can make a copy of it and send it to the students either. Let's see, maybe if I can get it to create my, there we go. And so again, here's your class code. If you click on, so you can just give them that, or you could click on View Dashboard and post this up on your screen for the kids to see. The other thing that you can do, of course, is come down here and copy and then send that to the students. So you've got several options there on how you can do it. Now, when on that dashboard, then of course, once the kids start coming in, you can see their names. And when they come in, you can make it so that it is anonymous so that they can't see each other. So maybe you're going to post it on the overhead or the projector or whatever you're going to do. You can do that so that they can't see each other's. Lots according to what you're doing. Pacing, that is if you want to only have the kids do a certain number of them, or you want to have control so that they can only do maybe the first 3 and then they pause it, and then the next 3 and so forth. So there's a lot of options you can do with this. There is a teacher's guide, of course. It talks about what you need to say and share with the students. I typically don't look at those too much, but you definitely could. Let me get back to the card sort. So this is on here. The other thing that you can do so that you can see what the students see is hit the student preview button. And you can actually work along yourself. So if you wanted to do this ahead of time so that you knew what the kids were going to be seeing, you could do the preview. And so in this case, so my computer really seems to be working slow today. So we're going to just take this and then we're going to look at it and say, okay, which one is this one going to belong to? Okay, and it looks like a non-linear. I can't get to one. There it goes. And see how it kind of just attaches under there, and you can just move them all around. And so here we got this one here, and it's a linear. Make sure that it does connect. Now, it's my computer, but it's not the Desmos here that's causing the problem. So my computer is going very, very slow. I'm not sure what's going on. It doesn't like Saturday evenings, I guess. Anyway, you can connect those in there. And then also on your end, when you get on your dashboard, you can actually show them who is doing it correct and who's not. Okay, but yeah, all the tables, everything. There's a nonlinear table. See, it says linear tables and nonlinear tables, but those just move around. That's a card sort. And again, card sorts to me are something that's very easy for you to do and to make also. So making Desmos activities are pretty easy. Okay. And then this one here, Shane added this card to the linear category. Is he correct? And so you can go through those and discuss after they've done their card sort and write equations on your own, write some non-linear, and so then it gives you some more open-ended questions that you can do. Okay, so card sort, that's what it looks like. Kids enjoy that for the most part. Let's give you, I'm going to show you another one that the kids really enjoy, and that is the polygraph. It's a fun one that the kids enjoy. So what polygraph is, and again, you can see that I've done these here before. So what polygraph is, and I can't show you this without having another computer to go, but it matches two students up. So everybody gets online. It immediately matches two students. One student will be asked to pick one of the graphs. So maybe this student picks this one right here. And the other student can only ask yes or no questions in order to determine it. And so maybe this is theirs and they say, are your lines parallel? And the student would say yes or no. And so if they said yes, then the other student could click on each of these and it deletes them from their screen so that they ended up with only, and then when they get to the parallel lines, then they could say, are they oblique lines, are they horizontal, are they vertical, or whatever, and start eliminating out more. But the kids can only ask yes or no questions. Again, that is a fun one that they like to do. The other one that the kids really enjoy is the marble slide. Let's see if I can find that on here. There's a lot under linear, but let me find. These are some that I had created. You see, you can create your own. So this was a linear function one that I did that was just straight lines, just having the kids, and my kids are going to play this next week because we're working on graphing right now. Let me find marble slide for you. There we go. And there's several marble slides that there is. Of course, the easiest one is the linear. And let me pull that up for you. Again, the same thing you do with that, but let's get to student preview and show you how this one works. So what this one is you have stars and you have to be able to knock the stars out with the marble, and the students must write equations. So here's what's going to happen. There's the marbles, and it launches it and knocks the stars out. And so we'll go to the next slide here so you can see this. So here is yours, and it gives you an equation. So it starts off pretty easy where they have the equation given to them, and then they have to modify the equation. And so again, this is pretty good because if they're, according to how many tries they have to have, it kind of tells you where they're at and what they understand. So if they understand on this one that, hey, looks like those stars are about parallel to the line, and therefore I just need to drop my line, then you would hope they would come over here and just drop the line. Now, if they start changing the slope and leave the y-intercept alone, then you're like, okay, I don't know that they know the difference between slope and y-intercept. And then you can launch and knock them out. Okay, and as you progress through these, again, they ask you questions, and then they give them harder. So now, like this one, you have to change the slope. So this one, they're starting talking about maybe you might have to limit the domain a little bit, and then so then they get to where they have to have two lines. Whoops, that one jumped past it. So on this one, it might be one of those where this is greater than 0. Maybe it's not greater than 0. Maybe it needs to be greater than 10. Nope, greater than 8. Whoop. Oh, I could put 18 on there. Whoop, that didn't work. So maybe 7. Okay, and so when I launch, okay, whoop, nope, that's way too much. Okay, and so then they have to start thinking, okay, what else do I need to do? So maybe that could be 8. Let's see if that gives me any better. And then the other question is do I need another line? And if I do, where do I need it at? So that gives them things to kind of play with and think about what's going on here. But this one in particular just works with lines. And let's see if I can move on to some of the... but it does kind of lead them through, which makes it really nice on this one. There's one there, so they're kind of doing y-intercept and slope, both changing. I was going to find one that they make you have to have. There we go. Really interesting one. They have to try to knock all those out. And so that one becomes tricky because they actually need 3 or 4 lines on that. So that's a good one. Once you get out of the linear functions and you get into some of the others, they do become kind of difficult. And as teachers, I even have fun trying to figure out how to do those. There is about every topic possible that you could click on. Of course, here's a function bundle in which it tells you all different kinds. This is a really good one here that my kids will be working on, looking at stories and what would the graph look like. And they can actually draw and sketch themselves when they do this. So they can watch the video and then come over and sketch. If you've ever did, and that would be another website to show you, and it's called Graphing Stories. That's all it's called, and it is just one video after another, and I think these are working in conjunction with that, where it's just all kinds of little 30-second video clips, 15-second video clips, in which the kids will look at what's happening, and then they have to be able to graph that. Let's see what else. Like I said, just come on here and play with these. There are tons of activities. I by no means have been able to get through them all myself. If you want, again, you can bookmark, you can history. If you click on history, then it will show you all the ones that you've done, so you can see some of the ones that I've done with my kids. On that, it also, let me show you an example here, maybe this one here, parallel and perpendicular lines. Okay, so I kind of pulled my screen over so you can't see my kids' names, but it also gives you, if you click on the things that you've done, it'll give you a report, a summary report. It'll show you that in this case, see, all my kids have done them. It'll show you ones that they missed, or it didn't like their answers, or if they skipped. Okay, again, here's another one. Again, I'm kind of not showing you the whole grid just because I don't want you to see my kids' names, but it also shows you, if this is on Polygraph, you can actually watch all the questions that the kids ask to make sure that they're not, asking anything inappropriate or just writing things for the fun of it on there. Then you can also make suggestions on things that they're doing, and ask, just look, and that'll give you an idea too of, again, if they have a concept of what is going on there. Okay, so that is on your history, and so you can go back in and look and see. Again, custom, that's if you make up some of your own, and so these are some that I have written on my own. Again, this one was on quadratics and having the kids look at the number and the types of roots in which were formed by quadratics. Again, you can bookmark if there's a specific one that you like. I don't usually bookmark too many because I kind of remember the names or I have them written down which ones. They're pretty easy to search on that. And again, they are constantly adding new ones. So here's the latest. You can see here just even last week they've done some more. But yes, they are always two truths and a lie. If you've ever done that with your students, they've now incorporated that. Like I said, lots of new things, and also to me it goes down into lower grades. I did a workshop once with kids who were in or teachers who taught elementary. You can see the decimal challenge, fraction challenge. So you can go pretty low chance, probability. And like I said, some of these I haven't even seen because they've just added them. But look through it. And again, you can always go to Desmos.com and get some video, more tutorials if you would like, or let me know if there's anything more I can do to help you.